Hi, Rocco. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Yeah, so tell me about what you're building.
I'm Rocco. I'm from Cerebro. Like,
Okay.
if you like the X-Men, Cerebro, well, something like that.
Okay.
The idea here is that we are helping schools handle the mess of AI. What we do is that, well, we've realized that AI has already entered the school space, and the problem is that students are using it a lot, but not always in the best way possible for their learning, right? And on the other hand, the other people in the institution, faculty, leadership, and all these people are not using it because they are scared of it, overwhelmed by it, they don't understand it. So what we created is a platform that allows schools to handle AI, to control AI, and to start implementing AI. This has like two sides.
Okay.
One side is teachers, like the adults, leadership, and all that. It's how can we help them, people that are non-tech savvy people, how can we help them to start benefiting from AI processes, such as managing documentation, managing all the information that there is in the school, creating better lesson materials, and all that. How can we help them in a way that is super simple for them to do it, so that even a 55-year-old elementary school teacher can do something great, even somebody that is zero connected with the tech world. And we did that. We made processes that make it super simple for them to start implementing that. And the other part of this is providing the school ways to control the way AI is used by teachers and by students. Why is this important?
Right.
In the case of students, it's a matter of safety, because they are having interactions with something that is like a human, but it's
Right.
not really a human.
Yeah.
So we want the school to be able to see the way they are interacting with AI, what questions are they asking, and of course that the AI responds something that is aligned with the school. Another thing is that ChatGPT is like the atomic bomb for homework and essay writing. No, I don't like homework. You can notice I don't like homework, but I love writing. Writing is one of the best things you can
Express
express and develop your brain. It's very
Yes,
complex.
exactly. Yeah.
The thing is that with ChatGPT that was done. So
Yes.
what we created is some like features of AI that are more legacy oriented, like let's bring essay writing back to schools. Because right now you leave an essay for your students and they do it with ChatGPT and that's
Yeah.
it. But here we gave them a platform where they have to write it down and they cannot copy and paste. We control how fast they're doing this, how many times they change the tab of the browser. So we give schools data of the use that the students are doing, and we control that they don't misuse AI either.
But that means there is a lot of behavior change. Are you asking for? Because the thing is that for students or even for the administration, the biggest challenge is how can we do more with less? Right?
yes.
Like we don't have time,
Yeah.
and we want to quickly get things done.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing here is that this particular feature, it's one of them, brings back something that was lost in the last 2 years.
Right.
Okay. So before ChatGPT, schools did essays and hey, take this home and do it at home and all that.
Right.
Google Docs. When this happened with ChatGPT, that was done, and a lot of schools are coming back to paper-based tasks.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that's the only way you can control the
Yeah,
input.
correct.
So we're bringing that back, and they are really thankful because now they don't have to check each one of these manually, and we also assist in the grading of the homework.
So there is no like once they are in that your platform, they're
Yeah.
locked.
Yeah.
They cannot just copy paste things.
They cannot.
or they cannot write it. Like the thing is, I'll go to a different device, write
Yeah.
it, and then
Okay, I mean, if they want to type letter by letter, okay,
that's fine. Yeah.
they're not gonna do it because they're looking for the easiest
Yeah,
way
yeah, yeah,
possible.
of
So
course.
now the other thing is that this is like the legacy part of it, the
Yeah.
more traditional. But there is another part that is dealt with innovation. How
Okay.
can AI impact in new ways of learning? And one of the things that we developed is an AI tutor that helps them consolidate learning. Imagine this, I just taught a class, the Industrial Revolution, and I say to my students, okay, go with your AI tutor and
Yeah.
talk with it for 10, 15 minutes,
Okay.
and let's see how much you got of the class. So they go with an AI tutor that can be, I don't know, whoever they want, like Thomas Edison or Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And they start discussing with Taylor Swift the Industrial Revolution.
Right.
But the important thing is that this is an AI agent that knows the lesson aims of the teacher.
So you can feed the objectives before.
Well, it takes it from the lesson plan that the teacher designed
So
for
you
us.
can feed the lesson plan
Yeah.
and make it more curated. So
Yeah,
it's
of
like
course.
okay, there are some bounds to it. It's not like
It is.
free flowing, whatever you do. So there is that structure to it.
Of course, and that's
Okay.
the whole power of this,
Right.
and
Interesting.
that's our service, providing these guide rails, providing this interconnection between the different processes at schools. This way, so they go there, they interact. there is this AI that is checking whether they understood or not, and in the case it notices that there is not a good understanding of this, it triggers an alert for the teacher. So like, hey, you may need to approach that student that doesn't really understand
That's very interesting. So tell me, like, if because now these things are becoming part of our life, right?
Yeah.
And you are bringing structure back to something that is like, as you said, like an atomic bomb. Who
Yeah.
knows where it goes?
Yeah.
But if you were to look at your life, what's your view on that technologies like ChatGPT or agentic AI applications? How can it really truly transform your life?
Look, there's a lot of hype, and I'm a person that is very cautious with hype.
Right.
But I can tell you that this is a transformative tool. Perhaps not in the way of sci-fi, like robot, no, but more in the sense that it certainly helps you grow your skills, your abilities, and your ability to do more things. But there's going to be a huge divide that will be noticeable in 5 years' time between the people that know how to use AI to expand their knowledge or their abilities, and the people that rely on AI for their skills. Basically,
Interesting.
what you will see is Iron Man versus the big guys from Wall-E. Did you see that movie? Okay.
Yeah.
So Iron Man is a very smart guy.
Yeah.
You put on the suit, it's great. It throws like ray guns and all that.
Right.
But the thing here is that without the suit, it's really smart.
Correct.
But the other guys, the guys from Wall-E, they are just watching TV. They are just relying on these machines to move them around. So, unfortunately, the easiest way to do is to start giving your cognitive processes to AI instead of using it to boost them.
Right.
And that's where it is very dangerous what can happen in terms of cognitive development. And that's why we are so involved in this mission to take it to schools so that schools can actually start teaching and using it in a way that makes students aware of the good uses of AI and not just
Blind usage, right?
Exactly.
So it's basically, instead of the school helping kids with their cognitive development, it's becoming more of like dumb usage of technology.
Exactly.
And everybody is regurgitating the same thing with no real creativity or innovation. So you're basically saying that the true transformation will happen if you can give the tools but maintain the human creativity and enhance it and nurture it.
And not only that, that school is a formative process. It is something that should be difficult. I mean, not in a traumatical way. You don't have to traumatize students.
Right.
But it's always...
It's incremental, right? You're growing. You're growing. And the growing has to come through some effort.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen in a vacuum without doing any... Like, there's no gain without any pain, right?
Indeed. For example, my students, when I caught them cheating, I always told them, hey, it doesn't make sense for you. I don't even care about grades. But listen, I care about your life.
Right.
And you are hurting yourselves because you're not developing your skills here. So the idea here is that you are in a gym of the mind.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough, but it's going to help you become stronger.
Person.
And I believe that this AI technology can have a huge impact in your life because I lived it in my company. Let me give you a little bit of a story there. We had our first school that bought our idea. We told them, we're going to give you an ecosystem of AI for your school and all that. Okay, I like it. Give me an MVP in 2 months and you have the contract. It was a $100,000 contract. So it was pretty nice.
That's huge.
And we started working on it. And in the first week, our lead programmer, our only programmer, escaped. He left us.
Okay.
He had a crisis in his life and he escaped. And we were like, we lost. We were about to make it. Now this cannot be. So we started looking at things that we could do. And my co-founder, Daniel, who had been always looking at this environment of AI, said, okay, let me try something. And he started using AI to learn how to code. Enough to get the MVP. Once we got the MVP, we got the contract. And he kept learning how to code with AI. And he now is a monster. And he creates so many things so fast and so well. And the thing here is that at some point 3 months ago, this vibe coding term came around, and I was like, "Hey, Daniel, isn't this the thing that you've been doing for 2 years?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, they named it finally." So he started doing that, and then he taught me how to. I don't code. That's not my world. But how I can expand my skills as a communications person, as somebody that's networking with people, developing curriculum for schools and all that. So if I look at myself 3 years ago, I have incremented my abilities and my creativity through this technology. But because I'm using it in a way that increases what I already had as a talent.
Right.
That's a challenge.
No, I think that's a really, really, really good point. And I think if AI agents and these technologies can be used to improve our skill, then we are maintaining the relevance of human creativity rather than losing it. Yeah, no, it's pleasure, Rocco, to talk to you.
Yeah,
and
thank you so
very,
much.
very profound. I hope and wish you all the success.
Thank you so much.